Bowie, Wilkerson, Epps, Kolbender, and Holtz. And Bowie yesterday had a first, double figures in rebounds. He had 15. In fact, he had a day of 20 points and 15 rebounds. There is a look at the head coach, Steve Alford, for the Bradley Braves. Let's take a look at their starting five for today. It'll be Parker, Wright, Klein, Jackson, and Dwayne Funches. This is my favorite guy at the tournament already. How blue is the collar? You'll find out when you watch him today. He really likes to mix it up. And the head man in his 5th year out of Illinois Wesleyan, Jim Molinari. Eric Harmon is our referee today. Paul Castor and Ed Schumer are the umpires, and they jump it up, and it'll go with Bradley.
Southwest opens up in man-to-man defense. Both teams will mirror each other defensively, person to person today.
Jackson's going to be called for a travel as he walked with the basketball, so we have the initial turnover of the afternoon, and we'll get to see Southwest Missouri as they go on offense for the first time today. This is Rob Wilkerson. Robert officially, but his teammates call him Rob, number 3, who brings it up for the Bears. He's left alone just beyond the free throw line, and he nails a 2-pointer. Jackson just inside the 3-point line, can't get it to go. It's Holtz who rips down the rebound for Southwest Missouri.
I talked about Southwest Missouri and their ability today to control this basketball game. Very important. The last 10 games, they've been able to take that thing from side to side and get the shot that Steve Alford wants.
Again, it's Wilkerson, the left-handed dribble into the middle. It gets a double on him, but it's Epps who takes the short pass and gets the 2. Epps, a shot-blocking specialist who got a new record yesterday in the conference with 3 blocks in that opening game for them. 4-0 early going. Southwest Missouri. Standing by in the wings. Game number 2, Illinois State and Tulsa, to determine who plays in tomorrow night's championship. Here's Parker. 3-pointer if it goes, and he switches it. Falling backwards and knocks it down.
That's the elevation I talked about out of Parker at 6'4". Got great extension on his jump shot. Can get it off just about any time he wants.
And they gave him a 2 rather than a 3. About to go under 18 minutes to play in his opening quarter. Well, Rob Wilkerson has proven you leave me open and I'm going to knock the shot down. He didn't necessarily do it in yesterday's opening game, but he has this afternoon 5 quick ones. Wright working against Hope. The left-hander Klein. He can shoot the 3-hander. Ball knocked away. Funches couldn't hold on to it, and the Bears push it up. 7-2, their lead, and they leave him open again, this time to the far wing. Can't get the shot to go, and Parker comes away with the rebound. Bradley's Parker dishes to Funches, misses the jam. Klein on the floor, and it's a jump ball. And possession error says it'll go back the other way.
What a great play by Parker. First of all, splitting the defense and then dropping it off nicely. Funches just doesn't get it to drop. He won't miss that high percentage shot too many times.
Dwayne thought he might have been fouled. Dwayne, don't do that to me. I bragged on yourself. 17-10 to play. First half. Ball bounced into the middle, and they get the turnover. Parker. This is it out of the wing, and the lob pass too tall for Jackson. Three-pointer if it goes off the mark by Condebender. Billy Wright pitches the ball up the floor. Down on the baseline, and they get a double on him. Jackson. Dion in the books with his first 2 of the afternoon. 7-4.
That's Jackson's game. I mean, at most, he's going to shoot it off of 1 or 2 dribbles. Boyd, who had the
outstanding game yesterday. Dishes it inside, but Conabender has it taken away as far as his penetration. And they leave Wilkerson alone again, and Jim Molinari just sits down on the bench and then hops right back up and says, hey, guys, we got to get a hand on him. He's got 7 points, and we have not played 5 minutes yet.
He's one of the set shooters that Steve Alford talked to me about before the ball game. Not a great jump shooter, can't create his own look. Those feet are set, though, he's good.
Line back over in the corner to right. Jackson gets the high screen from Klein. Working against Parker. You see why MVP of the league and what he can do. He can create regardless of where he is on the floor, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was really a tough shot. I mean, along that baseline to hang, kiss it off the glass. Very tough to defend.
9-6, and the Bradley crowd getting up here cheering for the Braves. This time, number 13, Dalico Bowie, who had 20 points yesterday, gets to hoop his first 2 of the afternoon, and this is quite a collective effort here because everybody except one starter is now on the board.
Steve Alford told me before tip, he said, Jimmy, we've got to do 2 things. We've got to get off to a good start, and we must hit shots. Doing it to perfection right now.
Funches leaves it on the floor, tries to put up the shot. They're going to call a jump ball because Epps was right there, got a hand on it, and it'll stay with the Braves. And there's a timeout on the floor, so let's take it with a 14:46. Left until halftime, 5 points. Southwest Missouri lead.
How do you guard a guy that can do these kind of things? Watch him just with a lot of ease, doesn't force anything, and then off the dribble going left, gets those shoulders squared. Nothing but the bottom. Now watch him also off of the dribble. Here's the trouble you have trying to cover the guy at 6'4". He can create his own look, has a soft finishing touch inside, and that's why I think he has pro potential written all over him in a couple of years. Just a junior.
And you could see 5 of 7 Southwest Missouri and 50% for Bradley. You can see that Conobender actually had him covered both situations pretty doggone well. And still couldn't do anything about it. Funches goes into the corner. Shot off the mark by Jackson, but he follows his own shot and then loses it. Coates. That's going to be a travel. Dalico Bowie failed to put it on the floor before he started off to his left. And Jim Molinari calls 3 members of his team over for a quick conversation on the sideline, telling them what he wants them to do. 11-6. The Bears of Southwest Missouri leading in this opening semifinal matchup here at the Kiel Center in St. Louis.
Around Southwest Missouri, they've gone to a diamond and 1 defensively. They're chasing Parker. Other 4 guys zoning up in that paint.
Parker dishes it off to Jackson. Nice job kissing it off the glass. That was pretty far out. The man they call Bayo, Adebayo Aquintuna, has come in the game, number 55. And as his teammates call him Bayo, we shall too. A little easier. Number 55, 6'8", from Chicago's Oregon Park. Parker comes down to the rebound. And the Braves can make it a 1-point game.
What I like about Parker, he works hard at both ends of the floor. He's not just a scorer, he's a complete player.
Right. Bayo with the jumper. Not there, and rebounded by Bowie. Bowie yesterday, as we mentioned in the lineup, for the first time in his career in double figures on rebounds. He had 15 along with 20 points. Quite an outing. But yet the last time they played Bradley, when they played up there, in fact, he had 0 points in that ballgame.
Well, he can't go to the afternoon today with 0 points. They need everybody contributing.
Conobender driving, kisses it off the glass, gets it down, and it's a 13-8 ball game. The Bears go back to up by 5. Wright gets the screen out high. Can't get the mark, and look at Bayo. Wow. Now he gives them quite a lift off the bench. He did yesterday, and appears as though he's starting it off the same way today. 3-pointer off the mark. Here's Parker. 3-on-3 on the break, and a nice job. Quick hands to knock it away was Coates, the freshman out of Washington, Missouri. In fact, both Coates and Conobender out of Francis Borgia High School in Washington, Missouri. Condobetter had a great game that first outing against Bradley. He had 18 points there. Leads the team in scoring at almost 15 a clip. But yesterday, Jimmy only came up with 2. Lyle with the jumper. Hits the 8-footer. Quick 4 points for him off the bench. And we have a 13-12 ball game.
All good teams, Ron, at this point of the year, they have somebody step up and go to the next level of play. Bio is doing that right now.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Somebody to step in and make it happen. Bio grabs the carom. Bettenhausen in the ball game, number 10 for Southwest Missouri. Zobrist in the corner, and that's a 3. Now, that could be bad news for you as well, because he's a streaky one, and he can knock down the 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's his game. I mean, 101 out of 143 attempts for Zobrist this year are from beyond that arc. You got to cover him. You can't let him have a crack.
Just inside the 3-point line, not there, and again, Bio comes away with a rebound. This is a 9-2 Bradley run, and the first lead for them in the ball game. As Parker gets doubled, gets out of harm's way. Burrell in the ball game. Jerry, number 25, a junior from Chicago Simeon. But outside, it's Funches who takes the jumper and a whistle and a foul away from the ball, and that's going to be Rob Wilkerson. His first and the team's first. And there's a timeout, so let's take it with him. 11-10 until halftime. The Braves by a couple.
This is in transition. He's going to push it, cause the defense to collapse around him. And this is a sign of a good team. They know where people are and where they're supposed to be. Zobrist knocks it down.
You got guys like Zobrist and Bio coming off the bench producing like they are. Easy to see why they've won 21 ball games.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Both clubs are 50%, Jim. Southwest Missouri 50%, 6 of 12, and Bradley is 7 of 14. But in the last 6 possessions for Southwest Missouri, 1 turnover, 1 basket, and 4 missed shots. Parker, not on that one. Rob Wilkerson came out with a very hot hand, and he needs to step it up right now as his ball club has fallen behind. Bowie with the spin move, not there. Bettenhausen will come back and retrieve it. And on the bouncer inside, nice hustle defensively by Burrell. 9 seconds on the shot clock, and it'll stay with the Bears of Southwest Missouri. Parker goes to the bench. Bio goes to the bench. As they will get a breather. Double zero. Ben Coupette comes in for Bradley. He is 6'11", 210, a junior out of Chicago Simeon. Klein is back in the ballgame as well, along with Deion Jackson. Spin move, and you can see Zobrist came over and picked him up, and they leave Bettenhausen alone, and he swishes the 3. Bettenhausen is only a freshman out of Indianapolis, and to answer your question, yes, he is from the famous racing family. In fact, his grandfather is Tony Sr. Klein inside in the left-hander. Oh, he puts it up short, follows his own shot, and has it taken away. Nice defensive work by Bowie. And on the outlet pass, Kuntz gets it back out, and they'll set up the offense. Aleš Kuntz. He is from Slovenia. 6'10", 220 pounds, his sophomore, wears number 15 for Southwest Missouri. Tony Davis has it knocked away.
Southwest Missouri with a lot of their offense, 3 out, 2 in. The 2 inside guys doing a little screening action.
The shot clock is down to 4, down to 3. Kuntz gets it away. And Coupette can't handle it. And Southwest Missouri will get the easy putback as Condell-Bender is right there. 4 points for him.
Condell-Bender is really active down there on the offensive end. I mean, with or without the basketball, leads the team in free throw attempts. That tells you he's involved in the action a lot of the time.
Zobrist works outside against him right now. just inside the three-point line. Burrell is not there, but good work by Klein, and he misses the short jumper. And, Jimmy, it gives us an opportunity to talk about something all the teams talked about yesterday. These are very stiff hoops at the Kiel Center. Three-pointer counted for Bowie. Is he off to another day like yesterday when he's got 5 points and we know of a couple of boards already?
Well, don't tell Bowie about the stiff rims. And interesting, Steve Alford, I talked to him, and he said, hey, when I played, I wasn't concerned about the rims. I was concerned about the net. That's where I wanted the ball to go.
And at the other end, Bowie is just answering all the questions as he had gotten 3 straight rebounds, and he scores again.
Well, Bowie is really an athlete. I mean, he does so many things. Steve Alford has kind of turned him loose the last 5 or 6 games and said, hey, just go get me some looks. I mean, that's the guy right there that just took it strong and elevated, rose above the defense. Steve Alford, a teacher of the game.
Well, as I mentioned to you earlier, the fact that at Bradley, that Bowie had 0 points. Well, already today, he's off to 7 points and 4 rebounds, and we're at the 8:29 mark of this first half. So a very, very good start for him today.
He leads this team offensively, not in points scored, but in field goal attempts per game. So very offensive-minded now. Southwest Missouri coming back with a run of their own. And this is something that Bradley has been able to withstand throughout this season, is runs. The experienced ball club, you would expect that starting 4 seniors.
Bowie will come to the bench for a breather, but he sits down with 8 points and 4 boards. The last Bradley field goal came at the 11:45 mark.
Well, when's the last time Mr. Parker touched the basketball, too?
Well, you know, the last one, he missed that jumper. He kind of grimaced a little bit. He's back in the ball game. He got a short breather. Funches out high. And there they get it to him. Designed for him. Can't get it. Bayou with the tip. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Bayou is one of those guys, because he's slender, you can't really box him off. He doesn't have a big enough target to go get your body on him. He's got a free run at that rim.
Adebayo Akinkuna. Bayou for short, 6'8", 205, but very good athletic ability. And on that last tip, he tipped it about 8 feet in the air above the rim. So as we go to break, let's take one more look at the miss by Parker, but look inside at what happens with number 55. He gets the 2. 6 points for him. We'll be right back.
Parker worked without the basketball to get open. He's going to get a screen set by Bayou. Now, that's very important. Now, watch. Hold it right there. See how Bayou just stepped right in front of the rim. You see his head is going to now start going up above the rim. Boy, very active, long arms. And again, it's that first, second step that Bayou has that gets him in front of that rim for rebounding position. Tough to keep him off.
Look at this bench scoring right here. Bradley, 9-3. And consider one thing. Bradley has a total of 17 points, so they got more off the bench than they do from their starters. And for Bayou, he scored more points today than he has in his last 3 games combined. F's way off the mark on that one as Parker comes away with it. The crowd wanted a foul as they felt as though Parker got jammed pretty hard. These officials are doing a great job of just letting them play, letting the kids decide this semifinal matchup. The bouncer into Funches, and it's going to be Bettenhausen who fouls him, and Funches will go to the line. Funches, as I mentioned in the lineups today, Jimmy, he was my favorite player I saw yesterday. Twice he took charges. He also took an elbow in the nose, and he was bleeding 3 different times in the game, and he just comes back for more.
I'll tell you what, if you just try to defend this guy, Ron, body on body, you can't do it. I mean, his body's bigger than your body. You've got to defensively out-quick him. Don't let him know where you are. And watch, when he rolls down the middle of this lane, he's going to get a body on 10, and he's just dead right there.
And Bettenhausen, of course, that's the mismatch that they were looking for, because Ryan's only 6'1", 170, and Funches is 6'5", maybe a little bit taller, 230 pounds. Bettenhausen, his ball club up by by 6. It's kicked. They'll get a fresh 35. As Wright got a tennis shoe on that one.
Southwest Missouri, Jim Molinari's squad has to be prepared today to protect against those interior screens. I mean, they really worked well with that post position inside.
Bettenhausen lost his footing. Looks as though he slipped in the lane. Parker, he gets doubled immediately. Stripped away by Wilkerson. Bettenhausen gets it back to him, and he'll miss the layup. And there's another example. I don't know how many layups we saw missed yesterday, but again, you got to put a soft touch on these rims. They're just a little bit tough.
Southwest Missouri doing some nice job of on-the-ball defense. They double up Parker. That's the kind of attention he's going to attract today. With a good go-ahead look. You're right. I mean, a lot of arenas we'd see that ball drop through the net, and it doesn't go here. Now, that had nothing to do with the rim. He was just short.
The foul was on the right. It's his first. And 2 team fouls in the Braves. Only 2 team fouls on Southwest Missouri. One of the reasons we only have 6:30 left in this first half, it has been a very rapid one. Wilkerson now with 8 first half points. Right against Bettenhausen. Klein. Funches hits right to Cutter, and a nice job defensively by Wilkerson to step back in and cut off the lane. Funches pulls up and hits the jumper. He's got 3.
Oh, what a quick first step by Funches. I mean, he got from 15 feet to 7 feet in a flash.
Bears back up by 5. You know, Epps has been kind of quiet today. Outside handling right here. Gets the lob pass inside and give him the assist because Bowie gets point number 10. Felico Bowie already in double figures. And it's a 27-20 lead by Southwest Missouri. Good ball movement and inside scoring with Deion Jackson. Deion, the senior, out of Dayton Patterson High School, and he has 6.
We just can't let the ball be reversed around the perimeter that quickly, Ron. It puts way too much pressure on those inside defenders.
Klein doing a nice job inside on Epps. That's who they get it to. Wilkerson back to Bettenhausen. What a tough shot, and he got it. 5 points now for Ryan Bettenhausen. Funches. Let me explain something. Funches, they've been even bringing out away from the ball almost as if to take him out of traffic, but the defense hasn't necessarily been coming with him. Now they put him down on the blocks, and it's paying off for him using him.
Well, I tell you what, Funches, he understands to use his body widely. I'm not talking wisely, widely. I mean, he spreads out low. He's a low and wide, low post target.
Epps gets his first points, and we're just about at the 4-minute mark of this opening half. Semifinal game number 1 for the Kiel Center in St. Louis. Our second game, Illinois State and Tulsa. Zobrist touched it. Southwest Missouri will come away with it. And on the follow, still can't get it to go. And those rims are taking their toll in close shots today as Bowie missed 2 within 4 feet.
Well, you got to get him to drop. I mean, you're not going to have that many easy looks against Bradley. They hold opponents to 41% shooting on the year.
Funches, and he can't get the shooter's roll. Epps comes down with a rebound.
I don't know. I keep Funches right down there on the block and tell him, hey, go to work. I mean, he's too strong. He's got Bowie on him right now. You're right.
And he seems to love that kind of play when he's bodied up with somebody. Wilkerson. Jackson now with 10 points. 33-24. Versus the shot and knocks it down. So that quiets the crowd a little bit. Had been the largest lead of the ball game, but he gets number 8, and it's a 33-26 game.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball well, and they're having to do it with tough defense on. I mean, there's a hand up. They're challenging shots.
And a travel is called against number 13, Bowie. 2:34 left until halftime. The Bears of Southwest Missouri on top early.
You worry? You're over.
Funches. Here's what I'm talking about. Look how wide and low he is as a target. I mean, he's not a high, tall target on the post. He's wide and low and spreads out, and then, I mean, just great strength and really a soft touch. You're right. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite guys in this tournament.
The shooting percentages, Jimmy, you talked about how well they were shooting Southwest Missouri. 14 of 24. That's 58%. And for the Braves of Bradley, they're 12 of 26, 46%. Here's the thing that's interesting. Bradley got out-rebounded by Drake yesterday. They are out-rebounding the Bears 16-10. They have 7 offensive boards to only 2 for Southwest Missouri.
Well, don't think that's just by chance. I mean, that had to be addressed in the last 24 hours, and there's our guy again. You're right about that collar on his shirt.
Well, he loves that kind of situation. He's got 7 points now. Most of them have come in like the last 3.5 minutes. About to go under 2 to play in this opening half. 33-28, Southwest Missouri. Little bit of a surprise here as Bradley won the regular season. But the Bears have played them very tough. Wilkerson. Parker pushes it up the floor. Jackson along the wing against Epps, and Epps will be called for the foul. His first, and only the 3rd team foul. Jim Molinari working his club as far as how he wants him to set up for the inbounds pass. I sat almost behind him yesterday during this ball game, and he is really, really active, but he's constantly keeping his players ahead of what's going on in the game. He's very impressive. Funches said, I got the touch, let me do it again, and he misses after.
Well, Funches is hurt, holding that right knee. I don't know if he came down on it wrong, but he's going to be sitting.
Jimmy, I don't think he twisted it. I think he banged knees with another player. We'll get a report. You can see the time running down. 1:20 until halftime.
You know, Bradley is very selective with their looks. They run a lot of special sets, much like that one for Parker, who had the shot. I mean, if he's even close, if I'm the coach for Parker, I say, you got to get it off, son. Your trigger's too smooth.
Don't forget at halftime, Sports 9, Reese Davis standing by. It's going to be a reach-in as Bio will pick up the foul. His first, and it's only the 4th team foul. In fact, total team fouls in this first half, Jimmy, total of 7. We have 53.4 seconds showing on the clock until intermission. Very nice ball game at a good pace. The officials have let them play, and it's been a very clean game.
It really has. Both teams understand the concept of pressure defense without fouling.
Zobrist picked up immediately by Bowie. A difference of about 8 seconds between game clock and shot clock.
What I like about Parker, Ronnie, he never forces anything. He's always under control. He gets his teammates involved in the game.